Okay, getting into the reality check portion, chances are that you are not being paid your worth, especially with 2022 levels of inflation, which are extraordinarily high. And even though you may work for a good organization, or even if you have a really cool boss, it is likely that very few of the HR people, let alone your boss, know what you're worth, and even less are willing to pay for it, at least proactively. For libraries, archives, and museums, so that's the LAM acronym there, they have, are, and will continue to struggle financially, mostly out of a lack of foundational knowledge or good practices in terms of having multi-stream income, which is a whole other different webinar topic that we can get into later. But especially with COVID, the global pandemic, as well as other global crises these last few years, the economy in general is going through some tough times here, and that always impacts primarily nonprofit sector, but of course trickling into any sort of sector that has archives and museums. Also, as land professionals, we're historically bad about knowing and standing in our value. So we're bad about even knowing how much we should be paid. That is not something that they teach in grad school, at least not when I was there. And even if we do know it, we are not ones who are typically one to like go out and ask for it, right? Again, those aren't really skills that we're taught in grad school. And for us, usually we're in the profession because we love it. There's a deep passion there. And that is a wonderful thing, but it also doesn't necessarily mean that we are money oriented or know how to even advocate for ourselves when it comes to money. And to go very nicely into the next point, that the love we have for our jobs doesn't pay the bills. And while it is um, incredibly valuable to feel passionate about your work, you should also still be paid a livable wage and a wage that makes sense for your type of experience and expertise. And when we are not paid our worth, when our worth isn't recognized, it takes a psychological toll.